Hello my lovelies and welcome to my channel. So we have two candles here. This one, it's kind of wilting down, so there's not much fire going on in here. The other two just kind of blew out. And then we also have this one over here, and this one's kind of going a little crazy. Even though there is no air coming in, I actually have my window shut and I have my fan off as well. So that's just the angels saying that they're here right now. So we actually are having 3 piles today, and we have these 3 piles based off this necklace. This is number 1, and it actually has the tree of life here as a pendant. This pile is actually going to be Arch Angels Sephrim. The archangels are here with me now, so these are messages from them. And then we also have this sun pendant right here. It is connected to the gold chain. This will be Archangel Michael. And then we also have this one here. And we have this beautiful butterfly chain and pendant, with the silver chain. And this will be Archangel Gabriel. So once again, messages from Archangel Sephrim, Archangel Michael, and Archangel Gabriel. So I'm going to go ahead and give you guys a minute to figure out which one resonates more with you. And if you feel that you have chosen, I'm going to go ahead and slide pile number 3 down here with its necklace. And yeah, this is now my little altar that I have here. I actually moved around everything in my room so it would fit better. So once again, we have Archangel Sephrim message and the Tree of Life pendant. So if you chose pile number 1, these are your cards. We have the 8 of Pentacles upright and the 2 of Pentacles upright. So you guys already have a very positive message here. Oh, sorry. Gratitude. Archangel Sephrim wants to tell you that an energy you're allowing into your life is gratitude. Because in this 8 of Pentacles here, she has all of these beautiful things around her, so much energy and light around her, and she's looking at the tiny little candle in her hand there. And she's sitting down, and it's like she's looking over everything she's accomplished in life. And that's really where you guys are at. There's a very fixed energy here, because she actually has her feet, her bare feet touching the ground here. So very much grounding energy. So Archangel Sephrim wants to tell you that you're allowing gratitude into your life, and this gratitude is actually helping balance out your life. So balance out the physical realm of your life, so financial situations, and physical relations, or even the body itself. You guys are experiencing a lot more stability in your life because you are allowing yourself to feel gratitude. So if you feel that your life is not stable, this can also be about Archangel Sephrim saying that if you incorporate gratitude into your day-to-day life, you will reach this point. So we're going to go ahead and start off with this deck, the Light Seers deck. So this one's going out, but this one's still strong. Oh well. I feel a very strong 5 of Pentacles energy here, because if you're more or less focusing on this light that's going out versus the one that's bright, they're also saying that that's something that you need to stop doing instead of... It's funny that I brought this one out because I didn't know this was going to be a message for you guys. But Archangel Sephrim really wants you to know that when you focus on the light that's going out, you will never notice the light that is burning the brightest. We have Death and Rebirth in reverse, which is a very beautiful card. We have the 8 of Swords upright. And we have the Fool in reverse. So already very strong energy here. For those of you that have not incorporated gratitude in your day-to-day life, it has actually caused you to repeat a cycle. And I don't know what that cycle is, but you do. And the cycle really has to do with definitely self-image and reputation here. Because in the Eight of Swords, it's a mirror, and while she is free, her image is stuck. So a big thing about reputation and self-image. So this was definitely, especially like a fight with friends. Your friends wanted you to be a certain way, and you yourself wanted to be more authentic. But because you have repeated this cycle, it has led to you feeling all of those emotions all over again. And they gave you those emotions all over again because they wanted you to see just how much you were caging yourself, because we have the Fool in reverse here. They wanted you to see just how much you were caging yourself and just how little you were caring for yourself versus others. Because this adventure that we call life, a large portion of it is supposed to be alone. And while that may seem scary to a lot of people, if you feel that you have to be around people to feel secure, then that means that you need to go inside and understand why you feel that way. For those of you that do incorporate gratitude every single day, it's not that a cycle has repeated, it's that you currently have done enough. There is no more that you need to do at this time. Just make sure that you continue to move away from negative energy and continue to incorporate gratitude into your life. Okay, so I feel the ear they're speaking into, it's like the ear that they're speaking into is extremely warm, and the other ear is just like fine. So that's really what Arch Angels Sephrim wants you guys to know. And then we have the Tower in reverse and the Queen of Pentacles in reverse. So, and then we also have the Three of Swords in reverse as well. So for a large portion of you guys are dealing with very low vibrational energies. And this is because of one, either a cycle is repeating in your life, or two, you will know which one applies to you. You feel that you're being tested. You feel like they're giving, like, negative energies are having a harder time coming into your life, and you don't know why, because you've been doing all of the work that you felt they've been telling you to do, and it just went out. And that is because for the second portion, they are testing you at this time. They're showing you your growth. They're showing you just how much you've grown, because now you feel this negative energy and you don't want it. It doesn't feel normal to you anymore, and that's what they want you to see. It is not normal for you to be in that energy. Being in a low vibrational state is not normal for any of us. That's why it's so hard to work through. But understand, even when you are in this low vibrational energy, it is for a reason. There is something that needs to, I'm going to go ahead and move this out of the way. There is something that needs to be heard, felt, and seen. So these are lessons definitely that are coming into your life. I just realized that this one's blocking the Queen of Pentacles. Hot, 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 hot. Okay. But yeah, there's definitely lessons that have to be learned here for all parties involved, is what Arch Angel Sephrim really wants you guys to know. The Tower in reverse here is because for a lot of you that are in that first category, because you have refused to change for your better, your soul pretty much has delayed a tower moment that's going to help you push further. So this energy can easily be turned around though it will take time, because the reason why you repeated this cycle was because something needed to be learned. There needed to be a death, but the death cannot occur without the tower here. So it's almost as if that emotional upheaval, that crying, that extreme emotional energy is not being felt fully. It's almost like you guys are actually withholding your emotions because you don't want to acknowledge what's going on. And this is where Arch Angels Sephrim wants to step in and tell you that if you've been feeling a lot of anxiety, that is why. You are refusing to listen to your emotional body, and it's actually causing you to delay a tower moment, which would lead to a death and rebirth. So, like I was saying, it will take time to reach this point, because turning to a death moment takes time. It doesn't happen overnight. The only time it can happen overnight is when you become a master of death and rebirth. That is the only time things like that can happen overnight. But that even takes time. For example, for me, I am a master of death and rebirth. My soul, when it came here, was naturally a master of death and rebirth. But even though it was a master, I still had to grow. I still needed to get to that point where I could have a death and rebirth overnight. So it does take time. For example, my emotional body has been telling me for the past couple of days that it wants to cry. It wants to release energy. And I have been trying everything to make myself cry, and I have just not been able to release it. So once again, even though I may be a master at death and rebirth, the Tower card is a very different energy. So I understand that I need to cry. My emotional body wants to release old energy. And that's really where you guys are at. It's not something bad or horrible or terrifying. You are refusing to release negative energy. So they're literally just saying, cry. Just cry. I know it's hard to just cry right off the bat, but watch things that help you cry. And you may not be up to that all the time. And that's completely okay. Some days you're really just not gonna want to cry. I could tell you cry right now and you're gonna be like, no, I'm not going to. Like, that's okay. That's okay too. You are a master of yourself. And that's something that you need to realize. I could tell you all day, every day, you are a master of yourself. You are a master of yourself. You are a master of yourself. But if you don't believe it, you will never master yourself. And we also have the Queen of Pentacles here, and this is about very much grounding, because it's almost as if she is Mother Gaia. So more grounding needs to happen in your life for this death and rebirth to happen, and for this Tower moment to occur. So if you can, this is about going outside and placing your feet on the grass. This is about touching a tree or touching a plant. Just having that connection with Mother Gaia, with the spirit of the earth, with the consciousness of the earth, because after you have that moment, then you will be able to have this Tower and Death card. For some of you guys, it will take a couple of days. You may not do this right off the bat. For some of you guys, you may do this and not have that Tower moment and not have that emotional release of crying, and you're going to be like, okay, well, you told me to do this and it didn't work. Well, see, that's the thing. When you are holding on to emotions like that, it's not that it's an easy fix. You can't just be like, okay, I'm done holding on to this, bye. Your brain isn't wired that way. You have to make it become wired that way, and that is a process. And the reason why you have to do that is because your brain is a sponge. You got used to holding on to your emotions. You got used to not crying. You got used to ignoring your emotions and how you feel. So obviously, if you got used to that, that is now a habit. That is a way of being, and that's something that you have to shift. By continually grounding yourself, by continually going outside and having that connection with the greater consciousness, you are actually changing your mindset. Because when you go outside and you put your feet in the grass and you sit in the sun, you're not like, wow, my life's miserable, I feel awful. When you sit in the sun, you start to feel better. And that's because whenever you're dealing with anxiety or depression, a lot of it actually has to do with being stuck somewhere and feeling that you can't escape. So especially with being, like, let's say you're stuck in your room all the time. You're constantly watching TV, you never get out of the house. then obviously you're going to deal with anxiety and depression. A lot of these emotions you're feeling, and the reason why for some of you guys are repeating these cycles is actually because of COVID. But, oh crap, I don't know if they're going to demonetize that for that. You know what, they're going to demonetize all they want. I don't have anybody covering me right now. But it's because of this thing that's going on currently. And that is all because this thing going on right now was done by the universe so we could face ourselves. And that's really what you guys have been doing over this past year, is facing yourself over and over and over and choosing to give in to those old ways of being. Like sometimes you may have had months where you didn't give in to that old way of being, and then you repeated the cycle and you were like, oh my God, why am I repeating the cycle? And that's because you didn't have that tower or rebirth moment. You weren't actually letting it die. You were just ignoring it for a period of time, which is the same thing that you've been doing with all the rest of your emotions. So they really, Arch Angels Sephrim really wants you to work on that because they want what's best for you. Okay, let's go ahead. I just realized this is blocking the Queen of Pentacles. So I feel like something for some of you guys is blocking your ability to ground. Because everything keeps blocking the Queen of Pentacles here. Something is blocking you from grounding. And if it's where you live, it is completely understandable. If it is based off of parents, completely understandable. But they're really saying, trying to find a way. Try to find a way to ground. So then we have the Wheel of Fortune upright. Ah, the Eight of Cups upright. The Tower in reverse again. You guys, again. Okay. Then we have Death in reverse again. Okay. And then we have the Hanged Man in reverse. And then we have the Nine of Wands in reverse as well. You guys, what's going on? What is going on, you guys? Because literally, it's just, what is going on? I feel like for a lot of you guys, it's family. Because it looks like you guys have all of this good fortune that wants to come into your life. You guys are seeing the path that will lead you to the best outcome. But then you still have these opposing energies that are holding you back. Family is a very strong thing here. Yeah, definitely family, because if we have Death in reverse twice, it is definitely family here. We have the Tower, my bad. We have the Tower in reverse again, and Death card in reverse again, you guys. I just want to give you guys a hug, because you guys have been holding on to so many emotions and so many things. There's so many things you want to tell people. There's so many things that you just want to yell at people. And you realize that if you become that person, then they win. That isn't fair to you at all, because now you're stuck with this energy. Just wow. And the Hanged Man in reverse here is all about not changing your perspective. Rather than focusing, like, normally, one second, if the Hanged Man was upright, your focus would be the blossoming tree. But when it's in reverse, your focus is on the naked tree. And that's really where you guys' focus is. And I feel like some of you guys are currently like, no, that's not the way I think. I'm not thinking that way. I only think positive. Well, there's a reason why it's called toxic positivity. You have to let the negative in, but you have to also know how to let it go. It's not a bad thing that you feel negativity. It's a bad thing that you're just choosing not to let it go. So then we have the Emperor upright and the Prince of Cups with the Knight of Cups in reverse here. So, hasty in love. You guys are not quick to love people. You're very quick to overanalyze them. You're very quick. I see. Yeah, my partner actually brought this up to me rather recently. But you guys have a hard time making friends because you guys constantly overanalyze them and you're not hasty to call them friends. These other people may be very hasty to call you a friend, but you're kind of just like, eh. Rather, we have the Eight of Cups underneath the Prince of the Knight of Cups here. So this is pretty much saying you guys like to take the long road with friends. You don't want to make friends quickly, and it's because you've been burned before. You've made friends quickly at one point in time, and they just turned out to be very bad people. So now you don't trust people enough. And you constantly overanalyze. It's not that you're superficial, it's rather that you don't want to be hurt. And a lot of people will not understand this. They're going to be like, oh, you should be able to make friends easier, you should have this, you should have that, you should have this. To which point you want to be like, how about you analyze yourself? Because if you're telling me all this, how come you don't have more friends? Like, it's kind of, you guys are very easy to snip back at people. And that's really the energy I'm getting here for you guys, is you're like, no, like, I don't want to have friends with people that aren't worth my time, that do not see my greatness. We literally have the Judgment card now. The Judgment card. Which is really funny because I was just talking about how you guys overanalyze people. But this is about a new state of being because you guys are realizing how much you're holding on to. And if you have friends right now, it's okay if you don't have friends, by the way. It's not a sin to not have friends. It just means that you stand out from the crowd and currently you just haven't found people that vibe with you. That's okay. There was a point in time where I had no friends. And I was happier for it. So, but this is all about a period of healing and new beginnings and just realizing your power. And if you have friends at this time, these friends are really starting to help you realize your power. And if you don't have friends at this time, that is completely okay. It is okay if you overanalyze. It is okay if you don't make friends hastily. That is all okay. What isn't okay is being superficial. There's a difference between overanalyzing and being superficial. Superficial is when you're like, oh, well, you're not pretty enough to be my friend. I only like friends that are like 5'2" and like 100 pounds. Like, that's superficial. Overanalyzing is you going, you said this thing to me and you did not take into consideration my feelings when you said it. And then you laughed at me about this thing. You made me feel insecure. And when I tried to speak my truth, you shot me down. So, based off of that, you don't seem like a very good friend. Now, is that true? Yes. No one can hurt you unless you let them. But don't ignore it when someone makes you feel less of a person. That is overanalyzing. You are not superficial. Okay? And then we have the Six of Cups in reverse. So you guys do not have any friends that you've known for a very, very, very long time. And we also have the Devil, and it's actually for the betterment of yourself. So you may have had friends that you've known for years, but you're not really close like friends. It's more of like it came to a point where they just became acquaintances or people that you think about every now and then, but you don't really interact with. And this was actually for your betterment, because sometimes it's best to make friends when you get older. As when you get older, you're wiser, you understand yourself more, you understand what you desire more in life, and you're on the right path for a better existence. And when you're at that point in life, you want friends that vibe with you. When you're a teenager and you make friends with other teenagers, those teenagers can grow up to be better for themselves or worse for themselves. And for a lot of you guys, the friends that you decided not to keep around was better. Because we have the Devil in reverse here. There was so much negative energy they would have brought into your life if they had continued to be your friend. And while sometimes you may feel guilty about that, guilty about, not keeping those friends or not having enough friends, all because you don't have enough doesn't mean that's a bad thing. I can say right now that I have one best friend and one friend. Two people that I would truly confide in. One that I confide in more than the other. One that I'm extremely vulnerable with, and one that I'm just really open with. Because there's a difference between being vulnerable and being open. But you guys are really in the stage of realizing who you're willing to be vulnerable with and who you're willing to be open with. The people you're willing to be open with are people where you're like, hey, here's a few things about myself that not everybody knows. And then the people you're vulnerable with, you share the darkest, deepest secrets of yourself with them. And that's really where you guys stand. The people you're vulnerable with, they've seen you cry. They've seen you ugly cry. They've seen you full on, choke on your own spit while you're crying. Those people have seen your most vulnerable side. And the people you're open with, they've probably seen one or two tears, probably give you a hug every now and then, but you're not fully vulnerable with them. And that is completely okay. It's okay if you only have one person you're vulnerable with. You don't have to have 500 people that you're vulnerable with, despite what every 90s movie tells you. And that's really where you guys stand. All of this negative energy is because you want people to like you, you want to have more friends, you want to have more people in your circle. And Arch Angels Sephrim is really trying to tell you that you don't need that. You can survive with none or a few. And that's perfectly fine. And this is where we get that 8 of Swords energy here with you worrying about your reputation. You may have shared things with people that you used to be really close with, and now you're wondering, oh my God, are they going to say this? Or they probably already have. And if they have, so what? The reason why they even shared that was because they felt insecure about themselves and they wanted to tear you down. That was the only way they would have felt good about themselves. That is a horrible person. If you ever confide in somebody and they share your secrets, then it's a good thing you're not the friend. And if you have a friend that shared secrets, that is not a friend. I understand we as a society are like, oh, we all have that one friend that can't keep a secret, ha ha ha. That's not a friend. If they're your friend, they'll be able to not share your secrets. A bird just landed right outside my window when I said that. Hello, birdie. All right, pile number 1. I feel like you guys have a renewed sense of power within you. For some of you guys. I hope it's for all of you guys. I hope all of you guys took those messages and were like, yeah, you know what, you're right. For those that it did not resonate with, go ahead and choose a different pile. Oop, saw that like this. And once again, I hope that resonated with you. And I'm going to go ahead and link if you like a personal reading, I'm going to go ahead and link that down below. If you'd like to donate, you can, and it's not expected. And to be very honest, I just hope you guys have a very good rest of your day, because you guys are deserving of that. And don't let anyone tear you down. Say F you to anyone who ever tries to tear you down, because you guys are amazing. And it's just that you guys need to take that time to realize that, okay? All right, pile number 1. Thank you and goodbye. Okay. Pile, oops, daisies. Pile number 2. Hello, pile number 2. If you chose this Sun Pendant or Archangel Michael, this is your message. So we have these 2 lovely cards here. I'm going to go ahead and stick this more to the side here for you guys. And let's read your cards. So we have the Knight of Wands in reverse and the Moon upright. So I haven't shuffled these cards yet, so let me go ahead and shuffle. These cards are really hard to do that traditional because they're so rigid. So we're just going to go ahead and split it at times. Actually, it's like that energy Whoops, daisies. Alright, let me also shuffle these and then we'll get on to your reading file number 2. I'm sorry, I'm just trying to make sure that everything is up to date. Oops. Oops. Alright, pile number 2. Let's go ahead and start your reading. So we have the 2 of Swords upright, the King of Swords upright, the 7 of Swords upright, and the 10 of Pentacles upright. Who have you guys been hanging around with? Quick question on that. And then I'm going to go ahead and pull out these cards as well. So these cards came out with pile number 1 pretty much in that order. So if this pile doesn't resonate with you and you were actually thinking of choosing pile 1, go ahead and choose that pile. So it's like, actually they want this in reverse. So Archangel Michael is kind of showing me your energy that it's like a lot of you're doubting yourself, especially because normally I can just put it down and know exactly where it's supposed to be, but it wasn't that I was doubting myself. It was like energy wasn't right. The energy wasn't feeling right when I put them down, and that's really what you guys have been experiencing. A lot of energy that doesn't really suit you. And that's where we have the Knight of Wands in reverse here, because the Knight of Wands is about being fiery and passionate and impulsive and fun, just having fun. And it's in reverse, so you guys are not really trying to have fun, but you guys are trying to listen to your intuition, trying to step into your psychic energy here. So for this pile, I do feel a lot of psychics here. And it feels like very strong, like you kind of stay up at night a lot, trying to understand why things aren't working your way, because we're the 2 of Swords here as well. And I look like the Swords is very much air energy, but a lot of it does come at night, symbolic of the 9 of Swords, which is not here. But you do have the 7 and the 8, and the 10 of Swords as well. So it's funny the only sword that's not here is a 9. But it's very strong night energy. You guys go throughout your day trying to remind yourself that you should believe in yourself, believe in your power. And then you get to this point at night where you're like, okay, but what if everything that I thought today was wrong? So what if tomorrow is not even what I think it might be? Because I feel like you guys do have premonitions. And you doubt your premonitions. You're like, oh, I don't really know. So, for example, I'll go ahead and share my premonitions. I have mostly my premonitions in my dreams. And since I was 6 years old, these premonitions have been happening in my real life. So I know that I have premonitions. So I had a premonition of a positive pregnancy test. Now, while I am not pregnant now, the bathroom that I currently have was not the one that I took the test in. So I know that that positive pregnancy test will happen after I move, or I move to a new place. And then I went to my partner in another dream and said, I'm 5 weeks pregnant. So that tells me that, you know, it will be knowledge for me to realize and for me to relate to him. And then I had another dream saying I was 7 weeks pregnant. So, in both cases, I'm not entirely sure if I said I'm going to have 2 pregnancies or 1. But based off of my premonition, saying as how it happened on 2 separate nights, that means I will experience 2 separate pregnancies. So now I know that. All right, cool, now that it's there. And the reason why I know it's a premonition is the way I see the dream. Especially if you see yourself in the dream, That's normally your subconscious trying to make you aware of yourself. But when you see your hands as if you're in your own body experiencing that moment, that is a premonition. So if you experience those things, especially at night, which is a very strong, we have the moon energy here, if you guys experience that, understand you're actually having a premonition. When it is you, and you can see the moment, and you can feel the moment, and you can express your feelings during that moment, that is a premonition. Now, not every single premonition will be the same. But just understand that if you do experience a premonition, you will know when it's a premonition and you don't have to doubt it. Now, for a lot of you guys, I feel like the reason why you don't want to believe it is because there's a lot of negative energy in your premonitions. Because we have the Two of Swords and the Seven of, we have like a lot of sword energy. And it's like you guys are fearful of what might happen while focusing on what could possibly be better. One second, I'm gonna drink some water. Because also the Ten of Pentacles here. I feel a lot of anxiety from you guys. Because I'm like, okay, like I'm starting to breathe quicker. So breathing exercises are needed. That's why the Queen of Pentacles came out earlier about grounding yourself and meditating. Taking time for self. Understanding your physical body, your physical emotions. Because I don't even think we have one cup here. We do not have one cup. And that's really how you guys feel. Like you guys are not acknowledging your emotions. Whenever, it's not that you guys aren't acknowledging them. It's almost as if you're scared of them, which is leading towards that stagnation. Know that when bad happens in your life, it happens for a reason. Everything is a lesson. Everything is meant to help you grow. Every single thing. No matter how it may seem, no matter how bad it may seem, it is meant to help you grow. I feel like for some of you guys, you had a premonition of a breakup. And it's like you have this knowledge now, and you don't want to bring light to it. Because we have the Queen of Wands in reverse, and around her is actually a bunch of candles. And funny enough, I had lit this candle earlier, and then it went out. So you guys are not trying to bring light to your emotions, which I can understand. I was at this point in my life where there was a lot of negative energy, and I was having negative premonitions, and I was terrified that they might come true. And they did come true, because premonitions are really telling you, this is where your life is headed, this will actually happen. I've had a lot of positive premonitions as well. So, and negative as well. I actually, I was pregnant at one time. I was 21. And I got 2 positive pregnancy tests because I couldn't believe the first one. And I told my ex at the time, and he was not going to be the best father. Like, he just did not accept what was happening. And he kind of just made me feel less about it. It was kind of just like, oh no, like that didn't happen. Like, it was a complete mistake. We were careful, but it was just one of those freak accidents. And it just made me feel sick to my stomach, honestly. Because I was realizing at that time that I didn't want to be with him, and the idea of being tied to him through a child made me sick. So I'm sharing this information with you guys because I need you guys to see that while this negative energy may be in your life, everything happens for the better. Okay? So I'm gonna tell you the rest of the story. You may not see it as better, but where I am now, I am glad to be. So even though it may have been hard for me at that time, I am glad it happened. So I actually went to sleep, and in my dream, I dreamed that I was miscarrying. There was a lot of blood, it was very heavy, it was very traumatic, and I started crying. Like, it was just like there was blood all in my hands, and it was just everywhere. And I wake up, I look at my partner, my ex, and I said, I'm gonna miscarry right now. And he was just like, what? And I went to the bathroom, and lo and behold, I was miscarrying. And at the time, it was a very hard thing to deal with. Because, once again, it was really, really brutal. Like, whenever you miscarry, even though a lot of people don't talk about it, it is a very brutal experience. It is worse than a period. The emotions are just running high, and you as a woman, if you were not expecting that, like, even though I didn't want to have a child with him, the idea that my body could not hold a child made me doubt the possibility of ever being a mother. Because I was like, if this happened, then there's no chance. But then I realized if I'm having premonitions about these positive pregnancy tests, then that's a good sign. This is coming to me. I've actually also had a premonition about 3 years prior, before I even met my current partner, that I was in the labor room preparing myself for labor. I was actually putting makeup on because I wanted to feel good about myself. My hair was long and beautiful, and I was just trying to make myself feel good before the actual pushing happened. So I know for a fact that I will be giving birth at one time. But yeah, premonitions come in spurts. All because, I had 2 premonitions of being 5 and 7 weeks doesn't mean that I'm going to lose one or the other. It could just mean that, hey, you know what, this is coming soon for you. So I know it's going to happen within the next couple of years. So that's normally when my premonitions come in. They come in years before the actual moment. And everyone may be different. You may have premonitions about the next day, in which case, congratulations, that's awesome. You may have premonitions about the next few hours or the next morning. However premonitions may come to you, they come to you because you are meant to know. There is something you are meant to know. Never take it as something horrible. So if you're having these negative premonitions, trust them. Trust them and understand that they're happening for your better. Sorry, you guys, that was such a long spiel right there, but I really want you guys to be aware that premonitions are not always a bad thing. Because they can become extremely overwhelming, especially if you have premonitions that can happen within the next few hours, in the next few days, or even the next morning. So the King of Swords is about becoming the master of your own mind. So when you have these premonitions, don't allow fear to set in. Because we also have, once again, I was talking about a lack of cups. So you guys are kind of ignoring how you feel in this moment, but I'm going to see if I can pull out a cup for you guys. It would be awesome if I did. Wow, you guys, there is no cups coming out for you. So you guys really need, but you guys, you have this very positive card here. So after you have your death and rebirth and you realize that your gift is a gift, that is when you'll be able to use it to help others. That's where we have the 6 of Wands here. You will stand in the spotlight and help those in need. So you were given your gift to help people. However that may work for you. So we have the 8 of Wands in reverse here, and this is all about that negative energy. So when we have it in reverse, it's actually like you're trying to focus more on yourself versus your fears, which is good. That is good. That is showing growth. You guys want to overcome, and that is beautiful. You guys want to be better, and that is beautiful, okay? Whew. And then we have 2 cards here. Okay, yeah, that's why you guys were fearful. We actually have the 5 of Wands. So like I was saying, you guys are having premonitions about a negative event, especially about a fight. I feel very strongly with friends, lover, or family, but definitely lover. Archangel Michael is actually saying family is a very strong point here. It's funny because Archangel Michael is not as talkative as Archangel Sephrim. Pile number 1 was Archangel Sephrim, if you guys don't remember that. But Archangel Michael is not as talkative. Rather, he is just he's the one pulling the cards for you guys, honestly. Like, I am not the one pulling the cards for you guys. He is trying to be like, hey, like, it's not that I don't want to talk. It's that everything is already being laid out. Like, that's really where Archangel Michael is going here with you guys. And another big thing was the premonitions. That's one of the main things he wanted us to focus on with you guys was the premonitions. Believe in your premonitions. Funny enough, pile number 1 was all about letting other people kind of control your life, control how you feel about yourself. So very big, strong energy, and you have to feel that you have to be a certain way for them, and you're not allowing yourself to be your most authentic self. So as I was saying, if pile number 1 was more to your liking, you could have easily just watched this one and pile 1, because I feel like for some of you guys, those two actually tie in together, where you were having premonitions about fights and arguments with people, and you're doubting them because you're just thinking, oh, maybe this is wrong, but they really want you to know that it's okay if things don't work out, because sometimes they don't work out for your betterment. So we have the 7 of Swords. I feel very 7 of Wands strong energy here for some reason. It's like you guys are going to win the battle. That's what they want you to know. You're going to win the battle. You will stand strong. It's just that you have to get to this negative energy first. Like, that's literally it. So the 7 of Swords is about secrecy. So your premonitions, I feel like, have shown you secrets of what others have been saying behind your back or have been doing behind your back, or you may just know intuitively, because we also have the moon here, which is about intuition. It's actually right above the 7 of Swords here. So intuitively, you know what's going on, you feel the energy, and you don't like it. And your premonition is telling you, hey, foresee an argument here. This argument is meant to be a tower moment for rebirth. It is meant to help you be born into something new. Okay, Queen of Wands is upright. Okay, I see now. Archangel Michael, like I was saying, he was the one who was saying before that you guys were unsure about your energies here. But these last 3 cards are all positive energy, which we will get to. But the 7 of Swords, the reason why you know intuitively is because you're meant to have this tower moment. So you can tear out old roots because we have the Ace of Pentacles here, to put in new, healthier ones. Archangel Michael is trying to have you stop this pattern of letting people make you feel less and make you feel unwanted, or make you feel that you aren't deserving of your own greatness. Because these people feel their own insecurities and they are reflecting those insecurities onto you, and that is not fair to you. But the reason why this is happening is that they want you to grow more as a person. You cannot grow unless there is adversity. You cannot be like, I choose to grow today just because I am feeling so good, everything is so fine. When things are good and fine, you don't grow. That's because everything is good. Now, you can learn lessons in the good and in the fine, but those lessons don't always entail growth for you guys here. He just wants me to split the deck for you guys. The 10 of Swords. You guys are really moving on. Once again, not one cup. Not one cup for you guys. But we have 2 10s now. So the 10s are all about ending cycles here. You're finishing a cycle and you're moving on. The 10 of Swords, there's no houses, there's no people in sight. She is merely moving on here. And that's the energy they're really sending your way. The energy of moving on and being free, completing a cycle, and choosing to live a better life for yourself. That is really where they're trying to get you guys to go, because we have the 10 of Pentacles. We have 3 10s. You guys have the 10 of Pentacles, the 10 of Wands, and the 10 of Swords. Literally, all you need is the 10 of Cups. Like, you guys have 3 cards of completion. Like, that is what they're trying to tell you. You guys are heading into this period of completion. I feel very strong world vibes here. And then we also have the Queen of Wands, and this is about feeling good about yourself. Whoop! Standing strong in your power. She is looking at the power in her hands, that divine energy there, and she is happy and she is excited about it. That's how they want you to feel about yourself. Feel happy and excited about the powers that you were given, because these gifts are meant for you. Your good, beautiful life is meant for you. A lot of the people in my family are actually very talented like me, but they don't acknowledge it. They are in very low vibrational states. They do not want to be better. And I'm very different because I want to be better every single day. So if you have family that just doesn't want to be better and they are trying to force the energy onto you, you have to move on. I understand that it is important to have family, but family is what you make it. Family is what you make it. You do not have to stick around with your biological family if they do not support you, if they do not serve you, and if they tear you down. Family is not supposed to make you feel less. When people tell you that that's how family naturally is, that is low vibrational energy and karmic cycles that you need to break. My ear got really warm when I was saying that. That's when I know the archangels are really trying to like push this information to you guys, being like, hey, be aware of this. But once again, a lot of completion. These are all cards of completion. When you guys decide to move on from friends, family, and lovers that do not serve you, that is when your finances will get in order. That is when your mentality will become stronger. You'll be more emotionally and mentally strong here. And the Ten of Wands, you will take control of your life and move on and do what is best for you. She is literally carrying luggage. So moving is definitely a strong thing for some of you guys. Some of you guys will be moving very soon. Like, you guys have no clue just how much is coming your way because you're still in this negative energy, but this negative energy is going to come to an end. The universe is pushing you in a new direction because you guys are very high vibrational. You could not have these powers and not be high vibrational, you guys. You guys are extremely high vibrational. You're just in a low vibrational state. That is why Archangel Michael is here to tell you that they are helping you by pushing you in the right direction. And understand you're going to fight them. That is natural. They are aware of that. But the reason why you were drawn to this is because they want you to know when they start pushing this agenda for you, it is for your best. Because while we all have free will, sometimes angels will speak through people, whether it be negative or positive, to help you grow. So they are trying to help you realize where you need to grow. And because you are high vibrational, you cannot stay in a low vibrational state for long. You cannot. Literally, you as a person will fight to move into a high vibrational state, whether it be now or 30 years from now. But you guys are meant to leave this high vibrational state very soon. This low vibrational state very soon. Woo! All of the cards almost just fell out right now. Finally, we have Cups. And then we have Justice. It was actually in reverse here. But we have Justice. So, I see why. You guys feel that justice will not be delivered. And the universe wants you to know that it will. But in the Justice card, the other girl actually just has her eyes open. And that's what they're doing for you guys. They're opening your eyes. That's why we have the Justice in reverse here. Because they cannot give you justice until you open your eyes and see that you are deserving of it. Alright, pile number 2. That's all I really have for you guys for this pile, so I hope it resonated with you. By the way, that means open your eyes to your emotions, by the way. First cup, you guys, the first cup. So, I'm sorry, you guys, I started reminiscing. So I hope that pile resonated with you. If it didn't, go ahead and choose a different pile. But if it did, I am glad that it did. And I hope you got something that you needed from this. If you guys would like, you guys can go ahead and look in the description below. I will go ahead and have something pasted about personal readings. You can go ahead and go to my website. I have personal readings based off multiple different things. I do not focus on one singular thing because we are all in different stages in our life and certain things need to be acknowledged more than others. If you like to donate, you can go ahead and do that, but it is not expected of you. And Uh, once again, I hope this resonated with you, and I hope you guys have a good rest of your day. All right, pile number 2. And we're going to go ahead and move on to pile number 3. So let me go ahead and Alright, hello pile number 3. So if you chose pile number 3 or Archangel Gabriel or this butterfly pendant, this is for you. I'm going to go ahead and leave this more to the side. So, oh, sorry, I've never seen the 4 of Swords for this deck before. The Light Seers deck, by the way. We have Judgment upright and the 4 of Swords upright. So Archangel Gabriel really wants you to know that you'll find peace and new beginnings and new beautiful energy actually through taking time for yourself. Taking time in solitude, because you guys right now are in this point of transformation where you are the butterfly here. I actually haven't shuffled these cards, let me do this now. You actually are the butterfly here, and while you may have burst from your cocoon, sometimes it is also a good thing to take time for rest, because the butterfly doesn't immediately fly away. Funny enough, I said fly away, and then we got the Page of Pentacles, and this is literally about butterflies and flying away. The Page of Swords, I mean. But understand that the butterfly doesn't fly away immediately. It takes time to let its wings dry. So when it does fly, its wings are strong. And that's really what Archangel Gabriel wants you guys to know, is that you guys are already very, very strong, but you need to take time for solitude, for self-love, and for self-care. Okay, shuffle those cards. Then let's go ahead and shuffle these. I shuffle them right in front of you guys because I want you guys to see that, you know, when I choose these cards, they are completely at random. I'm not, you know, making this up. One second, they want me to turn this back. By the way, I say they instead of he or she, as angels do not actually have gender. They are spiritual beings, higher intelligence. And while some may come off as more masculine than others, like even with the names, they're actually going more by a they here. Oh, right. Excuse me. I actually need to drink some water. The hydration is very important for this deck. Alright. There is a lot of anxiety today. I've so far felt anxiety in every pile. It was actually strongest in the second one. So, let's go ahead and choose some cards. So we're going to find out why you're feeling this anxiety. The Devil. Okay, we have the Devil upright. We have the 3 of Pentacles upright. We have the High Priestess upright. And one last card. We have the Chariot upright. So very positive cards here for you guys. Except for the Devil, obviously. I feel like you guys are also psychic, definitely light workers, light seers. And then we have the Prince of Wands in reverse here. And what the? Sorry, I put my hand on something and I was like, why is it wet? Yeah, I'm gonna pull a few more cards because they're telling me already but they also want me to pull more cards. So we have the King of Wands in reverse, Seven of Wands in reverse, the King of Swords in reverse. Oh, I see why you guys need solitude. And the Two of Cups in reverse. Okay. And we have the Moon in reverse here. Like, trying to, there we go. I see now why you guys need some time alone. Like, you guys have so many negative energies acting against you right now. But you're also trying to combat it with positive. Because there's so many reversals, and reversals means low vibrational energies at this time. So the King of Wands is that you don't really feel in control of your life at this time. You don't really feel that you're standing strong in your power. You don't really feel like the lion that you know yourself to be. And the Seven of Wands is that you've tried to meditate, you've tried to do everything possible to help with anxiety, to help with your fears, to help with low vibrational energies, but nothing is working. And then we have the King of Swords here, and this is all about, standing strong in your mentality, and even that's in reverse. So right now you guys are having so many negative thoughts going through your head. And then we even have the Two of Cups in reverse, and this is about stability and duality in relationships, and even that's in reverse. So you guys are having a hard time keeping things stable in your relationships, especially lovers and friends and family here, but especially in lovers and friends. Like, you guys are having a hard time. It's not like you're giving in to these negative energies, it's just that they're there and they're bothering you. Because, like I said, like, you've been trying to meditate, you've been trying to do what you need to do to feel good about yourself, but nothing is working, and it's leading to more and more anxiety. And the reason why it's leading to anxiety is because the universe is actually making you aware of all the things under the radar. So these are all of the energies that you have been working so hard to get rid of, but a few of these have slipped under the radar. That's why we have the Devil here. So it's like every single time you have a positive thought, you have an opposite negative, which is completely understandable. I've actually been going through this as well. So never feel like that, you're less for going through this. This is just part of the process. We all go through situations like this because things slip under the radar. So actually with the Devil here, they're making you aware, especially what negative patterns that you've done in relationships that need to be recognized and made aware of. As we have the Devil and the Two of Cups here, so very big relationship energy here. And then we also have the Three of Pentacles. So this is about sharing and being open. So while you guys have all this negative energy in the foreground, you guys are actually working very hard to stay positive. You are taking time to be there for others, to be social, to be the best person that you can be. We have the High Priestess, so you're listening to your intuition. So for a lot of this, you were already aware of, but you're listening to your intuition, you're listening to your psychic messages, in which case Archangel Gabriel is saying that he's very proud of you for doing so. You're listening to what they have to say to you. You are going in the right direction. So they want you to know that even though everything feels off, you are moving in the right direction. You are meant to grow at this time. So it's very much, you guys are in this judgment energy where you are with friends, you are looking over for people. You are literally the angel in their lives, the light in their lives, but you need to take time for yourself. You need to take time for the Four of Swords energy, for that solitude, nesting and nurturing yourself. You guys need to take time for yourself at this time because your heart needs healing. You need to work through these negative energies, and you need to be alone at this time. And that is completely okay. There is nothing wrong with that. So that's what they really want you to focus on, is taking time for yourself today and tomorrow, like for the next week. So let's see, today's Wednesday. So pretty much for the rest of this week or the entire week, depending on how you feel, they want you to take time for yourself. Take time away from people. And that's when you'll be able to address these negative energies and really work through them. it's not that, like, working through these energies will not be hard for you guys because you guys have been working very hard and bettering yourself. It's just that right now you have to take that time for yourself to acknowledge these emotions. And then we have the Four of Swords in this deck as well. Literally taking time for self. Taking time for self. This is what Archangel Gabriel is really trying to cement with you guys. You guys have to take time for yourself at this time. So we also have the Nine of Cups. So this is why they want you to take time for yourself at this time, because after you take this few days or this week to take care of yourself, that is when you're really going to start feeling the love and the positive energy that is coming your way. You guys just need time for yourself. You need time to feel good about yourself. You need time to stand in your power. You need that time right now. And after you take this time for yourself, that's when your wings will really start to open up and you'll be able to fly. So literally, it's just taking time for yourself right now. You guys just need to take that break. Give yourself that love and nurture. So we actually have the Tower card, but they told me not to place it out. So what they're saying is that if you take this time to take time for yourself, you won't have that Tower moment. But if you, a rooster just called when I say that. But if you don't take time for yourself, that's when you'll have that Tower moment, which will then eventually push you into that Four of Swords energy. So because I didn't want to place it down, I feel like, once again, you guys are listening to your intuition and you're sucking messages, so you're not going to let it escalate to that point. So we actually have the Magician upright, but when I pulled it, it was actually in reverse. And then we also have the Ten of Swords upright at the bottom of the deck. So this is about moving on from old energies. So you can create new ones because we have the Magicians here. So this is literally them saying, hey, it is time to move on from these old negative energies so you can better yourself, so you can feel stronger in your emotions and your convictions and your mentality and your physical body as well. Because you guys may have been feeling very drained lately, and that's the reason why. You guys really need to take time for yourself at this time. Because afterwards, that's when you'll have that determination you're seeking. That's when you'll have that motivation you've been seeking. It's just that right now, your body, mind, heart, and soul, and your, like, pretty much every single emotional body right now needs time. It needs time to set new roots where the old ones used to be. And we actually have the Six of Swords. It actually came out in reverse, but I'm going to go ahead and read it upright. So high vibrationally. You guys are currently looking at the future as in your low vibrational state and kind of just being like, like that's the best way I can explain it. Just like, okay. And that's why they really want you to, that's why they really want to tell you, hey, like, you don't have to be that way. You don't have to feel that way. You guys can feel strong in your convictions. You can feel good about yourself. That is 100% up to you. But when you're feeling low vibrational, it's best to not look towards the future, because that is when that low vibrational energy will try to taint what you've been searching for in your future. So when you're feeling low vibrational, they really want you to focus on the present moment and getting through day by day during these next few days or over the next week, depending on which works best for you. They really just want you to focus on the present day and the trials you're getting through now. Like, this is not even negative in the slightest. Like, while it may feel very negative, you guys are very strong and you are overcoming. And that's really what they want you to know. Funny enough, spend time in silence. Spend time binge watching your favorite shows. Spend time blasting music that makes you feel good. Spend time crying if you need to. Spend time eating a pint of ice cream if you want to. Just spending time to really take care of yourself on emotional, mental, and physical levels. So this could also be about cooking yourself dinner or breakfast, depending. Just making yourself feel good because you're deserving of that energy. I'm going to go ahead just pull one more card. The Star. The Star, you guys. When you come out of this moment of isolation, you guys will start to realize your light. You are the star. You are the star. That is who you are. You are a guiding light for the many others that have lost their way. That is who you are. But you need to take time. You need to take time for yourself, because even stars, every now and then, you can't always see them in the night sky. But that doesn't mean that they go away. Sometimes it just means there's too much light pollution for you to see them. But right now they need you to take that time for yourself, because while you are the star, you need to make sure that your energy levels are where they need to be. Emotionally, mentally, and physically. And that's really why they want you guys to take this time, okay? Alright, pile number 3. That is all I have for you guys from Archangel Gabriel. And I hope this resonated with you. And if it did not, go ahead and choose a different pile. But if it did, I'm happy that it did. And I hope you guys have a good rest of your day. If you guys would like a personal reading, go ahead and I will have that in the description below. I actually have a website that you can go to. If you would like to donate, you can. It is not expected of you. But overall, I just hope you guys have a good rest of your day, okay? Alright, pile number 3, and we will end it there. Goodbye, my lovelies. Bye!